Hey everyone, what's up? It's Dartron here, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, he's doing another one of them Let's Chat things. Why doesn't he just do a real video? Well, two reasons. One, because there's actually a subject I want to talk about, and second, I didn't have time today because I've been busy with my normal job, so I do apologize. But I'm going to jump straight on into it, and what I want to talk about today is bullying, whether it is the physical kind, which by physical I mean like at your school or work or wherever you go, or the second type, which is of course the ever-growing cyberbullying. Now, what I want to say first off is if you bully anyone, whether it is, actually at school or online, get off this channel right now, because I'll be honest, you're not the type of person I want in this little community. You should always respect people, no matter how different they are or for whatever reason. Like this, I was always taught that there's two types of respect in this world. There's the respect that you earn, and that's through being a friend or helping people out. But the other type of respect is basic human respect, where you can't just disrespect someone because they're different. Everyone deserves a certain amount of respect for just being who they are, and you shouldn't be able to judge them for it. But anyway, I'm going to get to the point of this, and I haven't got this like written down or anything like this, so if there's any cuts, it's just because I rambled on about something that was completely against the point. Anyway, bullying. Now, before I get off onto the subject, I want to talk about my personal experience with bullying, because I was bullied for numerous years, and the reason I was bullied was extremely stupid reasons. Not that there's ever a good reason to bully anyone anyway. I was bullied because my entire life up until I was about 20, I had long hair. And when I say long hair, I mean like down to my butt kind of long hair. Like it was extremely long. And also I had an unusual name, Dar. That's right, that is actually my name. A lot of you don't seem to think it is, but it is. 3 letters, D-A-R. Now, these are stupid reasons to be picked on, or bullied, or whatever you want to call it. But as I said, there's no good reason. But, kids can be extremely cruel, and I don't think I really have to tell any of you that, because I think we've all been bullied to some extent. Now, when I was bullied, sadly, it kind of went a bit beyond just being bullied. My entire family, bullying has this bad habit of escalating. Now, at first, it's a couple of names, it's shoving you in the corridor at school, and then if it's not nipped in the butt, it can get worse. Like, my family was victimized because of it. But to be fair, partly that's, I wouldn't say it's mine and my brother's fault, but we we kind of stood our ground, and sadly where we lived, it was a really rough area, and it just didn't go well. But there are things you can do as a victim of bullying to prevent that sort of thing from happening. First things first, don't be quiet about it. Don't sit there and think, oh, I'm being bullied, and if I tell on them, it's only going to get worse. Because it's only going to get worse anyway, because they feel like they have this power over you, and no one should have power over you except yourself. So first thing you should always do is tell a parent or tell a teacher. Now that's kind of obvious, and of course what you shouldn't do is rise to them. And then what I mean by that is they want to get a reaction out of you, and like hitting them or calling them names back and all that sort of stuff, it really doesn't work. In fact, in my experience, and I can only speak from my experience, it genuinely makes things worse. So my advice is tell a teacher, tell a parent, just get it out there that you're being bullied, because it's not right, and you shouldn't have to put up with that. I know we've been brought up in this society where it seems like a normal thing, but it's not normal. So don't put up with it. Another thing is, take cyberbullying, which is vastly growing to become the worst type of bullying there is. A lot of people seem to think that you can't do anything about it. Well, you're wrong, because bullying people online is a criminal offence, and people can be punished to the full extent of the law for doing it. So don't accept that from people either. And I feel like when it comes to cyberbullying, bullies are a lot craftier because they get this power over you where you have complete control over what you hear from that person online. And these bullies kind of trick us into thinking that, you know, they have all the power when they don't. You can block people online. You can block them on your phone, and you can report them through the various websites that they use for breaking terms and conditions, because most of the time, treating people with respect is a term and condition on a website. So remember that. And I know all the I won't say I know all the different types of reasons why people are bullied, but let's face it. Well, we got the normal ones, which are like your appearance, your weight, which, by the way, doesn't matter, right? Everyone is beautiful in their own way, regardless of that. Like, I'm gonna be like, the majority of my ex-girlfriends have been overweight, or what people would consider overweight. Now, me personally, I think everyone is beautiful regardless. It's inside what counts. So never accept that as a reason to be picked on. They have no right to do that, because truth be told, bullies are just ugly on the inside. And to be fair, I will be fair, there's a lot of bullies out there that take things out on other people because, you know, maybe they're bullied at home themselves, or they've got some issues. Now, I'm not excusing what they do. I'm not condoning what they do whatsoever. But most of the time, bullies bully people because they're jealous to some extent. And again, I'm not condoning what they do, because it is a disgusting thing to do and they shouldn't do it. Another thing that bullying causes, which I don't think a lot of people realise, is depression. That's definitely one of the things that started off my depression, and that is something, to an extent, I still suffer with today. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Some things do stick with you. But you can fight against it, and you can become a stronger person for it. And to be honest, if you're being bullied, chances are you are already a stronger person, because you are not the bully. So always remember that. All I want to get across today is you have the power. Don't let them dictate how your life should be. Because I do see so many people that are bullied that start self-harming and things like that. But what you don't seem to realize when you do that, and again, I'm no expert, I can only speak from my own personal experiences, when you start doing that because of bullying, again, you're giving them all the power. You are literally giving them the most power anyone can have over someone, and that's whether they live or die. And that should never be in the hands of somebody else. So, and I can't tell people not to do things. Well, I can, but people don't listen. But if you are a self-harmer because of being bullied, I beg you, please, not for me, but for your family and for your friends, please stop. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't help. It really doesn't. And I know the feeling of not wanting to be here, but you will be missing out. It may not seem like it at the time when you're dealing with that sort of stuff, but you will be missing out. Not only on like the little things in life, but also the big things like your family and your friends. And again, I know that is like the corniest reason ever, but it's true. So please, just don't let bullies get to you. And there are services out there that can help you and guide you on what to do if you're being bullied. So I do ask that I can't link any here because I live in the UK and I don't know what are good ones for like the US and all that sort of stuff. But a simple Google search can really help you change your life around to see what you can do to not only prevent bullying if you're a parent, but also what to do if you are being bullied if you're a child. And again, you don't even have to be a child to be bullied. Even adults can be bullied sometimes. But all I'm asking you to do is not give them the power, not to give up, and know that I believe in you, and there are others out there that believe in you as well. And what I would like you to do, if you have been bullied and you've got through it, I'd love you to post a comment down below letting people know how you dealt with that situation. The way I dealt with that situation, I'll be honest, at first I ran from it. and that doesn't solve anything. But ultimately, I ended up having to stand up for myself, and not in a physical sense of like fighting them or anything like that, because that's what they want you to do. Because again, it's all about power, I think, and being able to get to someone. What I did is I took a stand, and because I used to act towards it, like people started calling me names and kicking me and all that sort of stuff, I used to cry and try and fight back, and it doesn't work. What I did is I showed them that they don't rule my life. I lived my life the way I wanted to. And you know what? I can't believe I'm actually going to tell you guys this. I was in the pub about 2 years ago, because, you know, I'm over 21, I'm allowed to drink. Not that I recommend doing that. I was in the pub about 2 years ago, and one of the main people who bullied me when I was at school walked up to me, and he said, like, "Dar, is that you?" And I recognized him instantly, because these are people that you don't really forget, sadly, and not for good reasons. But he came up to me and asked me who I was, if I was Dar, and I said yes. And he immediately threw his arms around me and hugged me, which was very uncomfortable for me, because I'm kind of sat there like, okay. And he said something to me that has stayed with me ever since, and I have touched upon it in this video, which is he told me that he bullied me because at school he'd already figured out that he was gay, and which I didn't know this. But he'd figured out he was gay at school, and when I grew up, I understand things can be bad for young homosexuals nowadays, but when I was in school, it was really, really bad. So what he had done is he'd bullied me to take suspicion off of himself. So if people were picking on me, they weren't taking a closer look at him, if that makes any sense to you. And ultimately, as much as he'd hurt me over the years, I forgave him, because not just for the reason of why he did it, because even though it was kind of an understandable reason, but also you should never do that to anyone anyway, for no matter what reason, but because you reach a point where there's so much water under the bridge, and you can't hold grudges forever, otherwise that leads to hate, and hate just eats away at you. Ultimately, hate, it's just all-consuming, and it's something you should avoid. So I forgave him, and in a weird sense, that kind of made me feel better. But I'm not saying that's what's going to happen for you. All I want you guys and girls to do is just remember that you are a beautiful person. You don't deserve to be bullied, and you shouldn't stand for it. And you should definitely, as I said, tell a teacher or a parent or any kind of parental guardian, and get it out there and get it sorted. And as I said, a simple Google search can help you figure out those steps. And as I said, I would love for some of you that have been bullied in the past and have gotten through it to post below giving your advice on the subject. That would really be helpful. But anyway, guys and gals, I'm kind of rambling on at this point, so I do apologize. There's probably a lot I've missed, and I'm sorry, because it is hard to talk about. Even today, it's hard for me to talk about, because it is something I've been through, and I know it's not very nice. But thank you for watching. I hope this has helped some of you out there that have been bullied or are still being bullied, to see that, you know, it doesn't go on forever, and there are ways that you can get out of that situation. And hopefully you know that you don't deserve to be in that situation. No one does. So don't treat it like it's normal, because it's not normal. So please just get help from anyone you can. But I've been Dartron, and I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you stay safe out there.